Hello guys, welcome to this video, pointers for beginners in a simplified manner. As you would know, pointers feel little complex topic to work with. But to be frank, once you understand the concept of pointers, it becomes pretty simple. Before we start looking into the programs, we need to know a little theory about pointers. I know theory stuffs are boring and even I'm not a big fan of it. But for better understanding of pointers, theory is essential. So what are we waiting for? Let's just dive into pointers. Come on guys. Let's look into the definition of pointers. Pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. Let's look into this definition through example. Let us consider a house. If this letter has to reach the house post box, then it should contain a house address where it should be delivered. Hence, every house should contain an address. Similarly, let us consider a part of a memory stack. It's just a representation of a memory or RAM where each blocks are like houses with its own addresses. Let us consider that a variable named A is declared at address location 2000, which is similar to the name of a house. Let's enter data or value at location A or address location 2000. Let's declare a pointer variable with the name PTR. Consider it stored at address location 4002. Now let us store the address of variable A as a value into variable PTR. PTR is nothing but a place where we can find address of a variable or house with the name A. Or in other words, to summarize the definition, pointer PTR is a variable which stores the address of another variable which is nothing but A. So now let us see how to declare pointers. Declaration of pointers is pretty straightforward. It is same way you declare other data types. But the difference is that you enter asterisk in front of the variable. As you can see, there are two ways to declare pointers. You can even find examples and syntaxes on your screen. Let's now look at initialization of pointers. Initialization is a process of storing value into a variable. But in case of pointers, we store the address of another variable in a pointer variable. Initialization is a simple process. As you can see on the screen, syntax and example is provided. So guys, now let us look into example working of pointers. This part of the video is most important as it will make your pointer concepts really easy. Let us consider this example where first line shows the declaration of pointers and variable A is declared and initialized with the value 10 in it. Second line is initialization of pointer variable PTR. You will understand the initialization process in a minute. You can even initialize and declare pointer variable simultaneously. As you can see here in second line, we are declaring and initializing in a single line. But note that this way of working with pointers is wrong, as you are inferring that you want to store address of a variable A as a value of variable A, which is syntactically incorrect. And you will understand why this is wrong when we are done learning this example working of pointers. This is a very important note. You must and should remember this note as it helps you working with pointers easily. Ampersand denotes address of and asterisk or star denotes value at address. Now let us look into highlighted example. The first line tells that variable A and pointer variable PTR is declared and value 10 is stored at variable A. Let's consider the address location of variable A in memory is 2000 and address location of pointer variable PTR in the memory is 4002. When the second line of the highlighted example is executed by compiler, look at the highlighted note. As you can see, ampersand says address of. So as per the second line of the example, address of variable A is stored in pointer variable PTR. Hence, PTR variable points to variable A. Value of A is 10. Value of PTR is 2000, address of variable A. What is ampersand A then? Ampersand A denotes the address of variable A, which is 2000. Now, what is star PTR? Star PTR denotes value at address PTR, which is value at address 2000. Value at address location 2000 is variable A's value, which is 10. Now, what's the value of ampersand PTR? Ampersand PTR denotes address of PTR. What is address of PTR? It is nothing but 4002. I hope you got it right. Now what's the value of star ampersand A? Pause the video and try to figure it out by yourself. It's simple guys, you need to start decoding from the inner level. What is ampersand A? Which is address of A is 2000. Now star of 2000 is nothing but value at address 2000. Value at address 2000 is nothing but 10. If you still feel you haven't understood, then please watch the portion of the video which you need to get a good hold on. I have made the pointers concept as simple as possible guys. Anyway, we'll be looking into program execution in a second. Hope it would make you more confident working with pointers and other pointer concepts. Let's look into example program by practically working with these pointers in an editor. Guys, I've planned to use Online C compiler to execute my programs. I found this amazing online compiler called JDoodle. It has compiler for all the languages. You can just explore if you're working with other languages. And the best thing is that it doesn't contain any ads. Online compiler is easily accessible for everyone and great for executing small programs. If you need to type your programs, you can type in the editor over here. If you want to enter inputs, you can enter at this part, stdin inputs. After entering the inputs, you have to just come over here, click on the execute button. Whenever you click on the execute button, the results would be displayed over here. If you want to maximize your screen, you can just click on this button. As you can see, the screen is maximized. So guys, now let us look into the programming example. I've typed the entire program. Now let us execute the program. As you can see, we have same values for A, that is A is equal to 10 and A is equal to 10 over here. And we have same values for PTR and PTR. Address vary from one system to another system. So we have to just check whether PTR and ampersand A have the same values. As you can see, PTR and ampersand A have same values. As you can see over here, ampersand PTR has different address values from the above two. And over here, you can see ampersand PTR has 4002, whereas ampersand A and PTR has 2000. Over here, star PTR has 10, and over here, star PTR has 10 again. And over here, star ampersand A has 10 and star ampersand A has 10. And it is better to use %u or %p instead of %d for addresses. I would consider %u over here, consider %u over here and %u over here, and let us look into the output. As you can see, the positive output is returned. Last time we had negative output. It's because we had given %d, and generally addresses wouldn't contain negative values, so it is preferable to use %u. If at all we give %p over there, it would produce an hexadecimal value. As you can see over here, these two are hexadecimal value over here, but this is normal decimal value. Now let us look into another program. In this program, I'll be explaining you an important concept. Generally, an integer pointer PTR would only point to another integer variable, which is A. Similarly, a float pointer would only point to another float value. A double pointer would only point to another double value, and a character pointer would only point to another character value. As you can see, whenever I execute a program over here, we wouldn't get any error. But whenever I change this value to C, the character pointer pointing to a double value, it would produce an error. As you can see, it says there is an error in this program, and it says that character star from incompatible pointer type double. It says that it is pointing to a double data type. I guess now your basics in pointers are strong. Please do look into other concepts like call by reference, pointers with array, strings, etc. Keep practicing, guys.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna wrap this video. Hope this video was informative. Please do like, share and subscribe this video for more good content.